3 days until the FCC is scheduled to vote on the most significant internet regulation in history. And two commissioners are asking the chairperson, Thomas Wheeler, to delay the vote and release his proposal to the public. We respectfully request that the FCC leadership immediately release the 332-page internet regulation plan publicly and allow the American people a reasonable period, if not less than 30 days, to carefully study it.
What a great plan.
This is according to Ajit Pai. He is a Republican commissioner of the FCC, and Michael O'Reilly. Then, after the commission reviews the specific input it receives from the American public, makes any modifications to the plan as appropriate, we could proceed to a final vote.
Ajit Pai should get the Medal of Honor right now because he's an American hero. He's the only one, and I guess Michael O'Reilly finally joined him, but Ajit Pai is ringing the bell every day on this thing. Like, this is going to completely change the internet. Do you understand what's going on here? This is wrong. Nobody knows what's in this. It's abhorrent. It's going to. I mean,
it's so bad that they're hiding this from the American people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Release it. You work for us, you dirtbags. You work for us.
I thought it was all about transparency,
so
too.
Great. Yeah, I know.
So why don't we know what's in this 332-page document?
Well, you're going to have to pass it to find out.
Uh-huh.
I guess that's sort of standard procedure, is they don't typically release the regulations.
This is going to change everything.
When it's this big and this large of a scale, the American people deserve to see it at least. I mean, this net neutrality is described as, they won't slow your Netflix down. And that's the entire thing.
That is absolutely
let me tell you something.
That takes 332 pages to say that, guys.
No, it doesn't. No.
They are saying now that this will end. Our internet will be slower than what it is in Europe. And I'm guessing it's pretty slow in Europe. I haven't been to Europe. I don't frequent the continent all that often, so I don't know. But they're saying that this will put us behind everybody else.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Perfect.
And they're saying this will ensure fairness. This will ensure fairness. No one company will be favored over the others. They're not now.
No,
they are not now.
Well, they might be. When people decide one service is better than the other, they go to that one.
Yes.
That's how that works. That's how a company gets favored.
And that's fine.
If you want the Department of the Internet, congratulations, you're 3 days away from getting it.
Great.
Go to please go to glennbeck.com and sign the petition. Goes right to the FCC. Sign the petition. No to net neutrality. Get online, Facebook, all of your friends, tweet, everyone. 3 days away from the internet being regulated by the FCC.
You're talking to Mark Cuban tonight about this.
Tonight at 5 o'clock, Mark Cuban's going to be on with me for an hour. I would ask that you would take pieces of the show tonight and tweet that out, Facebook that, tell everybody you know. Mark Cuban is not a guy that is necessarily always on board with the same stuff that I'm on board with. He's a guy that has a different point of view on a lot of different things. He's for Obamacare and everything else. I don't agree with him on a lot of stuff. On this, we agree. And this one, he is, I can't quote him on air. Scare the crap out of him. This is scaring the crap out of him.
Yes, you can't actually say his quote because it was not crap.
It wasn't crap.
No.
He said this is going to destroy the internet as we know it. And he's right.
And we don't even know where it's going to go. This is the first step into this realm. Yes, they're going to sell it to you on you'll be able to watch Orange is the New Black at normal speeds. Of course they're going to say that now. What is this organization doing in 10 years, in 20 years? What is this legislation used to manipulate in 5, 10, 15 years? Look down the road a little bit.
Think of it this way. We are 3 days away from fundamentally transforming the World Wide Web. It's the same speech, just, without the 2 extra days. And it's not the United States of America has already done that. It's the internet. He is fundamentally transforming the internet. And
it's really bad. And into
everything.
what? Into what? You're not allowed to know. Play the Nancy. Do you have the Nancy Pelosi? You're just going to have to pass it before you find out what's in this bill? Because that's what they're saying again. Remember how that worked out? Remember how they lied to you? Hey, you like your insurance, you can keep your insurance. They're saying if you like your internet, you can keep your internet. They're only going to make it better. They lied to you.
It's going to be very, very exciting. Mm-hmm. But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it away from the fog of the controversy.
And now we know what's in it. And was it good? They're saying that now. They're 3 days away from passing this in the FCC away from Congress.
Yeah, bunch of
this is
unelected
the president,
guys.
This is the president again using his authority. This was all done by the worst of the worst. This was all done by the socialist cronies of this president. And I will tell you, it's about controlling voices. Please. Everyone will say that, you know, people like me have every reason to want them to regulate the internet.
Yeah, I get that every time we talk about this, somebody tweets us or Facebooks us and says, "Yeah, but you don't understand. What if an ISP that was left leaning tried to slow down the blaze? Would you be okay with that?" Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be okay with it.
We
I
don't
would
want
oppose
them
it,
to.
but there should not be a federal intrusion into whether they do that or not. If they don't want to let you go to the blaze, then you get to change providers and go to someone who will let you go to the blaze.
What do you mean if that happens? Tell me about Comcast.
Right, they hate our guts.
They hate our guts. Now, you know why we're not on Comcast and Time Warner? Because those two are merging. And Comcast hates our guts.
Right.
If this was a system of merit, we would already be on cable. We would be in wide distribution. There's no merit system in the cable industry anymore.
Right, and this is the point, is that industry is so heavily regulated that all of these laws have to apply to it because they've given so
You know how much money we have spent on Capitol Hill trying to lobby people on don't let Comcast merge? You can't let Comcast merge? It's killing me. I've spent so much money on Capitol Hill. Why? I hate lobbyists. I hate them. You know why? Because I can't do anything else. I've got to go to the government because the government regulates everything.
Right.
I don't have to go to the government when it comes to the internet. Don't let the government get into the internet.
And when it comes to cable mergers, we would all love the world. I think you would agree with this. You'd all love the world in which they were not getting favorable treatment, were not regulated, and they can merge with whoever they wanted.
Yep.
I don't care about that. That's fine with me.
Yep.
We have that opportunity with the internet now.
Just let us
let it
build
be
our
free.
own pipeline.
Let it be freaking
That's right.
free. Now you have a situation with the internet in which we are there. We don't have to deal with all the regulation already in place and then complain about it later. We are in a place where we don't have the regulation. Stop it now. Then people can just do whatever they want. You want to slow down the blaze? Slow down the blaze. You know what? People that like the blaze are going to go somewhere else and get service from somebody else.
And by the way, they expect this to pass on Friday, 3-2.
Yeah,
right down partisan lines. And so unless we make our voices heard in massive numbers, it's not going to go well
Go
for
to
us.
glennbeck.com/FCC forum. glennbeck.com/FCC forum. And you've also got to call your congressmen and your senators, and you have to raise holy hell. I'm telling you, this will suppress the voice. Our voices, not overnight. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. I'm telling you, you will regret this. Your First Amendment rights are going to be stifled. That's what this is about. You're going to start to see, again, not overnight. This is going to take years to develop, but I will tell you that they will start regulating who has a right to blog, who has a right to call themselves a journalist, who has a right to start a news website, who has a right to post whatever it is they want to post, who has a right to start certain kinds of websites. I'm telling you.
You'll start being accused of hate crimes on the internet.
This is really bad. Really, really bad, because this has been designed by the White House and their socialist cronies. This is really bad. 3 days away.
There's a million examples of how government programs go wrong, but here's the latest one. The program we'll call it the Rhonda Locklear Act, to give rural internet to people, who can't get easy access to it. It costs a lot of money out there. So the federal government comes in and says, you know what, we're going to loan people money. We're going to give them money so that these companies can put internet in these rural areas where they can't get it. And you say, okay, you're going to loan them money. What's that going to do? Well, ideally, it makes you a profit. That's what would happen with a bank. If it was a legitimate loan, a bank would make the loan, and they would make money off the loan. So, obviously, you're going to have some sort of default rate. What's an acceptable default rate for a loan program like this, would you say?
1%.
1%? Okay. Let's say 10%, right? The default rate for this program, according to the the budget, this is not just something I'm making up, is 116%.
Oh my gosh!
For every
how could that
Wait,
happen?
what?
Exactly. What? It's so bad. More people are defaulting on it than they've made loans. Now, there's some accounting issue that goes into this.
What a surprise!
But I mean, only the government can have 116% default rate. But when they boil it down and they go through all of the accounting loopholes, in fact, because of the tweaks to the model, the Obama budget projects a default rate of just under 70%. They're loaning out money when they expect only 30% of people are going to return it.
And they think that's good.
Well,
yeah, because if this wasn't done under Obama, it'd be like 240%.
Right, exactly.
240,
250, maybe 3,000%.
Maybe.
And this is the issue.
Maybe a million%.
There are a lot of people in this audience who probably live in areas where the internet sucks, and they say, you know what, I would love to have better internet. I don't want that happening to me. I want better internet. I want this program to exist.
That's in part how they sell this thing.
And then look how it turns out. This is just a giant giveaway, and what did you get? If they're defaulting on these loans, you got nothing out of it. These people started building networks. They obviously didn't succeed, or they would have paid the money back. These people are defaulting at a 70 to 116% rate. This is what you get from the government.
It's not 500%.
If Bush were in office, it would be 500%.